Oh, my perfection, Lacey. You are so good. Oh my gosh, that's really good. No!
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 Oh, wait! No, wait! No, wait!
Yeah, Billy!
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hello,
Oh,
hello.
Sorry. Howdy.
We are both jamming out to the intro. Welcome to Sunset Rants. I am ThatValleyGirl, your common sense advocate. Biddy is out tonight, so we have the alleged producer. Not the producer, just alleged, just in case he says anything, right?
Right.
And tonight, and you can find me at the Kelly Melody on X. Brian, where can they find you?
Well, let me get your banner up first. And then this is where you can find me.
Cool. Cool.
Or just do a search for Get Off My Lawn Guy.
Yeah, exactly. So tonight we're just going to be talking about the divide in the party, really. Trump lashes out at his own fans. The Senate GOP plays budget hardball. Israel turns up the heat in Syria, literally. And Arizona Democrats put their thumb on the scale. We'll tell you more about that later. And also, we talk about Mars and caption this. So I can go ahead and read the first story if you want to bring that up there.
Yeah, I just had to get it full screen for presentation purposes.
Yeah, I'm just going to read it off the screen, per usual.
Okay.
Basically, another article from CNN. Trump lashes out at weaklings who believe Epstein bullshit among building GOP pressure to release documents. Nothing new here. Basically, President Donald Trump is accusing some of his one-time supporters of being weaklings who are falling prey to Democratic bullshit, in his words, about the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, concluding that he no longer wants their support. This message was the clearest sign yet of the cracks emerging in the president's coalition, many of whom are loudly demanding more information about the disgraced financer. This is slanted because it is CNN, but keep in mind, there has been kind of a divide within the party, and Candace Owens came out with a post on X. I am quite critical of her sometimes, but she was basically like, Trump is one step away from calling his fans deplorables, which if you remember correctly, that term was coined by Hillary Clinton in
Hillary Clinton.
2016 and Biden as well. And I actually responded to it and I was like, I feel like he basically did, just in different font. So many people are like outraged at, you know, the secondhand embarrassment. They feel duped. They feel hurt. Many of his supporters have gone to multiple of his rallies. You know, I saw this, I can't think of her handle right now. She's like a J6 attorney and she's gone to over like 50 rallies. And she has like campaigned for him, like done all this stuff for him. And my hair is kind of getting in that lip gloss there, girl problems. And, you know, it kind of is like an insult to the American people. I had bookmarked some tweets I'd sent over your way. If you want to search, you know, just some of the things that we were talking about to show that although Donald Trump refers to the radical left and is doubling down, it is in fact his own party. And he still doesn't quite seem to be reading the room, or he is protecting himself and others. So Diligent Dennison, he has been hosting a lot of spaces on this, said breaking, President Trump called the Epstein case, the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and that has past supporters have bought into it. He goes on to say they are weaklings and doesn't want their support anymore. He kind of highlights the gist of it where he's like literally putting down his base, right? Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit and they haven't learned their lesson. Like, it sounds like he's like trying to like discipline his children almost, you know, like, look, this is what you campaigned on. We have hours and hours of evidence talking about this. Your own family have talked about this. Lara Trump tried to do damage control 2 days ago on this. Like, this is on you. Like, at some point, Trump has to take accountability. Otherwise, you know, the midterms are just going to be completely screwed for the GOP, right? So, I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
I too feel betrayed.
Yeah.
I mean, we had this. It's not just the buildup that we've had throughout the Trump campaign in 2024, and the people who he put forward, who said these are truth seekers, these are truth tellers. I'm going to give them positions of trust inside my administration. And then they go in there and then they say, well, guys, turns out there ain't really nothing there. Turns out Epstein really did kill himself. And now Trump is lashing out at the very people who elected him, who are just demanding answers. Okay, you're going to tell me there's no worldwide blackmail ring, you know, that implicates the people at the very highest fingers of power? Okay, fine. That's a conspiracy theory that's been peddled, okay, by QAnon or whatever. Okay, fine. But you're telling me, Attorney General Bondi, that you have documented evidence of crimes being committed against children. Terrible, horrible acts of sexual violence against children. And you're telling me there's nobody to prosecute? What the actual fuck? And then when folks like you and I just answer the ask the honest question, this makes no sense. And the guy that we stood behind, the guy that we got up and shared with, we praised God, we praised, you know, the powers above, that bullet didn't connect, and now he lashes out at us like this. Yeah, you know, damn right I feel betrayed.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have my own thoughts about that particular day that I don't want to get into, and I'm seeing a lot of parallels within the administration. Some good thing that came out of it, though, I was listening to a space this morning in which Massey was speaking about a bill he wants to put out in which, you know, he's hoping he can get Ghislaine Maxwell to speak in front of both the Oversight and Judiciary Committee. He said it is up to the chairmen to see if that happens or not. But with the bill that he wants to put out, he mentions they just need 218 votes. He claims if every single Democrat votes for this, plus only 6 Republicans were there. So the Epstein petition, if you guys are curious, is H-Res 581. He calls it a shell bill because he inserts the text of this bill into an existing bill that's existing bill that's existing. Yeah, okay. You get the point. An existing bill that's already out there, right? That gets us 30 days quicker to answers. He also says that the House doesn't hide behind the parliamentarian, and that he actually worked with the parliamentarian to make sure that the language was solid, and that there is nothing secretive about this being passed. So now you have the principle of party. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this here. So he says, thank you, Elaine Crane, Boebert, JVD, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tim Burchett, Eric Burlinson. I am a little bit surprised to see Boebert. I have been a little bit more impressed with Marjorie Taylor Greene lately, because she has separated herself from, that MAGA label. But these are the 6 names. So if he just has these 6 names and every single Democrat wants to have this released, there will be a subpoena. So he says, we all deserve to know what's in the Epstein files, who's implicated, and how deep the corruption goes. Americans were promised justice and transparency. Like, honestly, just run for 2028 at this point. And, if Vance wants to try to run in 2028, he better start separating himself from the actions of Trump himself. Because he's been eerily silent. Everyone has a tweet. Both Donald J. Trump Jr. and JD
honestly,
Vance
I think
have tweets. They have tweets from like 2021 talking about how they want transparency.
Yeah. I think right now the vice president's silence on the issue is indicative of he learned his damn lesson after the whole signal controversy and the Iraq or the Iran thing.
I agree, but I disagree, because if he was really reading into the American people, I don't know. Maybe he's afraid what happened to like Pence is going to happen to him. But I think with the base being largely behind the transparency, I think the silence is deafening on this issue, right? It's not going to get any better. His base is getting smaller and smaller, like only 3%. I read that only 3% of supporters agree with how he's been handling this. It looks like Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk have distanced themselves. I personally think, I said this on Monday, they got a phone call after the weekend at TPUSA, right? They got a phone call that are like, you're pissing off our donors. Please do not talk about this anymore. Do not talk about Epstein at all. Speaker Mike Johnson called for full declassification, putting pressure on Trump. But something that Massey said that was interesting is that Massey said they would have to go through Mike Johnson's lawyers. So it's going to be a long ride.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, hard fight, but I think that's all anybody's asking for at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You tell us there's no list. You tell us there's no worldwide, pedophile cabal. Yeah, that's just not there. That's a made up fantasy. Okay, fine. It's all made up fantasy. Kids still got hurt. Kids still got violated. somebody needs to answer for that. And that's
Yeah,
the
and I
last
know
thing.
Blair White did an interview too that I think we talked about on Monday, and I have yet to watch that about one of Epstein's victims. But if there's victims, they're not victims of just a solo creep. And I'm not going to get over Trump like gaslighting the American public like that. I do understand there's other things going on right now, but this is, this is really bad damage control. And like you said, innocent women and children, the most vulnerable in our society, are not
Right.
being protected. And you're protecting PDF files. It's like, who can you trust?
Exactly.
So, it's bad. Analysts warn this could disrupt Trump's base ahead of the convention. There were a couple other things I bookmarked if we have time to pull them up, but it was just basically the trend of other people within the movement saying, like, you're calling us like stupid, like, peace out, bye.
Yeah, let's see. I think this is the one that stood out the most to me. The one from the one that was added, I find retards. A
Oh
lot of
yeah,
Trump voters are feeling this way right now.
yeah. Oh, I still don't think that is justification enough to add you. I decline your request. That's kind of sweet.
Well, yeah, he's an equal opportunity offender.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still obviously ran by a right winger. We have found that
Yeah,
out. But yeah, I mean, I think that account literally called Trump like a retard on one of his posts. So,
I believe it did too.
we will just have to see. But the doubling down is not great. So do you want to move on to the following news in
Yeah,
regards to
yeah.
Doge?
I was going to say we didn't really go over because we got started late. So yeah, let's go to this next segment.
Okay, cool. All right,
Well, this
so
is Fox News. Yeah, it's Fox.
okay. Senate marches towards passing Trump's $9 billion clawback bill after dramatic late night votes. So, package targets USAID, late night dramatics and surprise defections, capped off. Did you want to watch the video?
Let's see. How long is that? That's too long really to play. Let's get into the.
Okay.
Let's get into meat and
Yeah.
taters.
Meat and potatoes. That sounds good. I'll have potatoes after this. Lawmakers cruise through hours of debate on Trump's $9 billion recession package Wednesday morning and are now entering another voter-rama. God, stop talking like boomers, Fox. Voter-rama.
It's Fox News. It's Fox News.
Where both sides of the aisle can offer an unlimited number of amendments to the package. All right. At stake are clawbacks that would yank back congressionally approved funding for foreign aid programs and public broadcasting, which Senate and some Republicans have diminished. So sum it up for us in a nutshell, Brian.
I mean, it explains why Elmo went nuts over the weekend. This is the callback package that was promised during the debate during the big beautiful bill where they basically just approved everything as was. The Doge cuts. We'll get that back in another piece of legislation. Well, this is that piece of legislation.
Mm-hmm.
And your normal gang of swamp critters, Congress critters, they all have a piece of this pie. And every dollar of spending they cut out of this, they know that's another dollar of influence they lose. So they're gonna, they're gonna smile and nod. At least most of the Republicans will say, we're doing this for you guys. This is what you voted for. We're gonna try to give it to you. But gosh darn it, we can't close WEOFW in Lickskillet, Oklahoma, because
Right.
that's the only TV those 5 families can get. Sorry.
No, I mean, I get it. I get it. Like it's kind of like the key targets of the bill include foreign aid, green energy programs, and pandemic related allocations. Like, what do they mean by pandemic related allocations?
Oh, I think some of that emergency spending that got allocated during the pandemic, so made sure everybody had enough uh, breath masks to stand 6 feet apart in line at the liquor store. Because that was
It
essential
was not in the
business.
liquor store. I will tell you that. They wanted people drunk and divisive and locked up and angry at the world. I will tell you it's not the liquor stores. It was like 6 feet at like the beaches and like 6 feet at the gym, 6 feet at places where you improve your mental and physical health. Liquor stores are open the whole time. That was like their moneymaker.
I know. But Gretchen Whitmer up in Michigan, she wanted to make sure that the lawn and garden portion of Lowe's and Walmart stayed closed while the grocery store section stayed open.
Wait, they would divide up the store? They just wouldn't have the whole store open?
Up in Michigan, yeah, some of those Walmarts, they had to close their lawn and garden section because that was dangerous. But
Yeah.
The grocery store section was essential. You had to keep buying that government that genetically modified, commercially produced food rather than going to the garden section and buying supplies to maybe grow some of your own food and maybe become food independent. We cannot have that.
Yeah. I was looking at TikTok and people are like starting to compare what farm raised beef looks like as opposed to supermarket meat. And Idaho, not to freak you out, Idaho is the only state that has legally banned human meat for consumption.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So you never know what type of meat you're buying from grocery stores. I kid you not.
I mean, most of it only comes from one of 3 major processors anyway.
There's only 3 processors.
I mean, that own all the processing plants. I'm talking about corporations that are
Yeah.
businesses. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and you can tell the quality of the meat. Like it's crazy.
Oh, for sure.
And there was like this one where this woman was like breaking apart her chicken, and she was like, why does this look like there's glue like holding the chicken together? It was supposed to be raw chicken. Like slime.
Yeah.
It was, but health, right?
Yeah, it's good for you.
It's good for you. Yeah, so Senator
Check the comment
Patty,
section.
huh?
Want to check the comment section right quick.
Oh, yeah. Yep, gyms were closed and McDonald's open. Exactly.
Legacy Rights says they want us fat, drunk, lazy, angry, divisive, and retarded. And DG says, I haven't eaten yet. Dude, you gotta
Sorry,
eat.
DJ. Well, I think he's saying, like, I'm probably spoiling his appetite. But it looks like Senate Democrats warn the bill undermines bipartisan budget agreements. The legislation still faces hurdles in the House and a likely veto. Huh? Am I reading this right? Or maybe you wrote.
I'm trying to catch up to where you are.
No, I'm looking at our cliff notes, and most likely a veto from the president.
Oh, good
I don't know
Lord.
if that's accurate.
No. I thought I had the AI that assists me in putting together these outlines has a track record of just making shit up about one every 5 segments. I normally catch it. Today, it messed up every segment. And I told it to fix them. I went through, and after the first 3 bullets on this one, I'm like, okay, it's good. But then, I saw I had another segment that was even more messed up. And yeah, I apologize. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. No worries. I was like, that doesn't seem right to me. It does look like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said that the Democrats would highlight several areas of the bill that cut funding through the amendment process and accuse Republicans of having no idea how the Office of Management and Budget plans to apply the cuts. Well, that would be in the bill. That would be in the bill. You'd think. All right. So I temporarily closed out of our thing. One moment. If you want to go along to the next story.
Yeah, I'll get the next one pulled up.
Okay, cool. More international wars we don't belong in.
Yay.
Yay. Do you know we're still striking Somalia?
What? Why?
I don't know. Because we're striking. We are striking all of Israel's enemies. So, anyways, this story talks about how Israel, aka America Junior, is launched airstrikes onto Syria's capital of Damascus on Wednesday, hitting the defense ministry headquarters and an area near the presidential palace. That's not good. Israel's military said it was intervening. Where'd you go?
I'll be right back. I promise. I will be right back.
Okay. Wait, scroll up a little bit. Okay, there we go. We're good. All right. So Israel launched airstrikes into Syria's capital of Damascus on Wednesday, hitting the defense ministry headquarters in an area near the presidential palace. Israel's military said it was intervening to defend the minority Druze section in southwest Syria, whose community straddles the border with the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Syrian government forces had joined Bedouin militias in clashes with these armed militant groups in the southern Syrian city of Suwaida. Syria's foreign minister condemned in the harshest terms what it said was Israel's targeting of government institutions and civilian fallacies in both Damascus and Suwaida, which led to extensive damage. It says Syria has the right to defend itself. Yeah, they do have the right to defend themselves. The interesting thing is that 3 were killed and 34 were injured per Syrian sources. The strike followed heavy clashes in Sweden. Israel said the strikes were defensive. Like they weren't, though, because I don't think Israel was striking first. I truly don't. I think they, hit Syria, and now there's going to be defensive strikes from Syria. They are saying that they were targeting hostile infrastructure, and that Syria condemned the strike as aggression, calling for international response. Iran denounced, I'm always going to get that wrong. I apologize, guys. I got to work on my pronunciation. Denounced Israel's move and hinted at retaliation. And the U.S. urged restraint, but offered little public criticism. They are not offering public criticism. I am afraid they are going to get involved. I truly do. And we wanted a non-interventionalist approach, and we don't want to be involved in all of this, and we don't want boots on the ground in this.
I didn't vote for this shit either.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we can't control what Israel does.
Yes, we can. We probably can.
Well,
I don't know.
Fair. It just seems like, the article talks about threats of retaliation from Syria, threats of retaliation from Iran. At this point, what can they do? I'm pretty sure Iran their air force is spent. They have the Houthis have settled down. They've got no way to supply weapons to them anymore. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah. I don't know if this is supposed to be a land grab. Let's look at some of the X trends on this.
Let's see. Find right quick.
That was the one section I didn't get to bookmark on my own, but I did see that there was a link there. So I want to see if you had any good ones in regards to the response. Let's see what I can find on my end as well.
Doing a search for Israel Druze under trending. Let's see here.
Yeah, nice save there, Brian. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I get a little mush mouth sometimes. Let's see here. Let's see this. Let's see, this first one that I find under that trend is from 12 hours ago. I notice no one else is standing up for the Druze being butchered Holocaust style, no encampments, no protests, no marches, no queers for Druze, no Amnesty, no UN, no ICC, no CNN, no BBC, no one except for Israeli flag. And that's why Israel is the most moral country in the world. Well, obviously, we know where this person's.
That's a pro-Israel post. Let's see here. Without even
everyone's mad at Israel.
He's also a TPUSA dude.
Oh, this guy.
No, the second guy, Xavier. Without the Druze. Oh. Okay, well, let's look into the Druze then. Let's see why they deserve to be killed, because I don't believe humans should be killed. Okay, so let's look this up. It looks like they call themselves, they are a Arab esoteric religious group from West Asia. They are a secretive faith that originated from Ishmaelism and has influences from various traditions. They do not identify as Muslims. They do maintain and Arabic language and culture as integral parts of their identity, with Arabic being their primary language. Most of their practices are kept secret, and conversion to the religion is not permitted for outsiders. Interfaith marriages are rare and strongly discouraged. So it looks like they have been influenced by Christianity. Nepotism, a few other things, but it says they are located primarily in Lebanon, Syria, and Israel. They make up 5.5% of Lebanon's population, 3% of Syria's, and 1.6% of Israel's. So if it's only 3% of Syria, they're just trying to take out the 3% of those people and then get rid of the 1.6% in Israel. Like, I don't quite understand.
I don't get it either. The religious and sectarian violence in that part of the world has been endemic since time immemorial. And
Yeah.
I don't, the fact that during his first term, Trump was able to pull off the Abraham Accords was amazing. Had he been permitted to serve his second term consecutively, it might have held together, but apparently that was never going to be in the cards.
Yeah. Are there any other posts you can come up with that are, here, let me see if I can find anything that's kind of a little bit non-biased. Let's say Druze, Syria.
Most of the tweets, I'm not really seeing anything that a tweet that doesn't have either an Israeli flag in it or
No, I did find an abusing viewpoint. I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay.
It's from Deborah Messing, of course, but it is interesting with those statistics there.
You got to throw it up. The Druze are a religious minority right now. They're being massacred in Sawaida, Syria.
Mm-hmm.
Stand with Druze community. And that's exactly what the poster says.
Yeah. It looks like they're under control of ISIS. Not that they support ISIS, but I did see something that ISIS has trafficked a lot of these people.
Yeah.
I don't think attacking them is the answer. I feel bad. I feel bad that this is happening all around the world, and specifically that there's an escalation in the Middle East.
Yeah.
They are similar to Shia Muslims. Not completely, but normally. Dave DeCamp of Anti-War does amazing work. The whole Anti-War does fantastic work. Okay, so they did a deep dive on them. Facts and Sash shirts are available at the merch shop. Cool.
And we got a super chat from Funkmaster General, $20. Thank you, Funkmaster General.
Thank you.
And it says,
Appreciate it.
It seems the Sunny Authority had an issue with the Drews having beards. They were going around cutting them off. Yeah, I remember seeing that. So it's some type of humiliation ritual.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
we just hope this doesn't escalate. Let's move on to the AOC wannabe.
All right, let's see.
How long is that clip?
About 3 minutes. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play it.
Yeah, we can watch it. We're good.
Get the full screen. We'll play a little bit of it, so we don't get, the YouTube strike. But fair use, YouTube. Fair use.
Democratic nominee for their special election to fill the state's 7th congressional district. In September, she will take on the Republican nominee, Daniel Gutierrez, for the seat left empty by her late father, Congressman Raul Grijalva. CBS News political director Finn Gomez has been watching all of this. Finn, it was just yesterday I said, don't let it be too long before I see you again. And here we are the next morning. Great to see you. What's interesting in this race, as we've discussed,
Gotta love
is the
that
Gen
morning
Z
news
candidate
show,
actually
Liddy
lost.
Banner.
That's Deja Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Were comparing her to the run of Zoran Mamdani's mayoral campaign here in New York, in which he did capture the Democratic nomination. So what's the bigger picture here for Democrats?
Yeah, Errol, it's good to see you this morning. It's also, can I just say you always have the freshest fit of anybody
And
on
you
morning
too, Finn.
news. No, look, a top progressive told me that that Deja Fox's loss likely does not halt the momentum the Gen Z-led campaigns and progressive campaigns have been building in this cycle. Likely.
Okay. The cope. I love the cope there, don't you?
Yeah. She's gorgeous. We are like literally gonna be overrun by hot progressive women.
Big booty Latinas.
Big booty Latinas. Look, I think, let me pull up the actual story on my own here. I think, being very close to Arizona and having friends in Arizona, having a progressive in Arizona is not going to be a quick fix or a good fix because of the fentanyl crisis.
Yeah.
The seat was wide open for the first time in over 2 decades after Raul Grijalva, who is Adelita's
I think
father.
that's Grijalva.
What was that?
I think that's Grijalva.
Yeah, you can probably say it way better than I can. He is a champion in environmental protections and reliability, went to bat for immigrants and Native American tribes. Parts of Tucson and nearby counties. Okay. She has said upholding democracy, standing up for immigrant rights, and protecting access to Medicaid and Medicare are among her top priorities. She racked up a lengthy list of heavyweight endorsements, including AOC, Sanders, and state and local officials. She was up against former state lawmaker Daniel Hernandez. And the seat will not be one deciding control of the U.S. House, but it is one of 3 vacancies in heavily Democratic districts that, when filled in special elections this fall, will most likely chip away at Republicans' slender 2020 to 2012 majority in the chamber. So again, she is getting a lot of the immigration. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. Immigration votes and the minority votes, as they often do in borderline purple counties. The issue here is that what we've learned with Medicaid and Medi-Cal is that it often puts pressure on doctors. There's not an equal doctor to nurse ratio. There's longer waiting rooms. There is longer response time, longer time to see specialists. This is going to affect veterans because a lot of people will have supplemental VA coverage, but will not get the adequate help that they need from the VA, which is, often struggling as it is. It will not put a halt to the fentanyl crisis, which is rampant across the state of Arizona, specifically near the border. And yeah, I think we'll just have to see. We are seeing these trends of socialists rising while Trump is in office and I think Trump is making it really easy for them, right? He has made the Republicans look very, very bad. And I think people are adapting his strategies and saying that they are now anti-establishment. I've always said there's been a very, very strong Bernie bro to Trump pipeline because they want an outsider. They want someone who claims they are going to, whether they call it the swamp, whether they say the corruption within the establishment. To me, those terms are interchangeable, and you are going to see more of these landslides.
The swamp is all the name.
Yeah, I mean, the swamp is a state, to be honest.
I just want to call out or shout out. I'm sorry, not call out. Shout out Malagra85, $5 super chat on Rumble. The Druze were relatively safe under Assad. Same with the Christians. Assad isn't a good dude, but things were a hell of a lot more stable when before we overthrew him and installed an Al Qaeda bastard. Good point. Good point, Malak.
Very good point. Yeah. Very true. Thank you for the clarification on that.
And the super chat.
Yes, and thank you for the super chat as well. Voter turnout among young and progressives. I'm going to skip that. The DCCC and state party heavily backed how do you say his last name? Grijalva?
Grahavala.
Grahavala. So despite that, it looks like not despite that, in addition to that, I would say she won over 60% of the vote. So
this story is kind of a follow-up to yesterday because there was a lot of hype leading into this election over the AOC clone, which was what's her name? The social media presence that was running.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the establishment dug in. Deja Fox, that's right, Deja Fox. That sounds more like an OnlyFans model than a damn politician, but
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then it looks like, oh, am I still freezing a bit? No. It feels like it's a little slower on my side. But yeah, so it does look like she will face Republican Daniel Gutierrez in a solidly blue district. So we will see. We will see what happens.
all right. You want to talk about space rocks?
Yeah, let's talk about space rocks.
Let's talk about space rocks.
Hell yeah, space rocks.
Get the right there we go. Get the right layout up.
All right. And we do not know if Elon Musk was the one who bought the space rock.
Yeah, the story does not tell you who bought the dang rock, which is kind of disappointing. You know, maybe maybe one of AK's more investigative journalism type programs, Fact Test, might want to look into that. But
yeah, so the largest chunk of Mars on Earth sells for $5.3 million. This 54 piece of the red planet was discovered in 2023. Roughly measures 15 inches by 11 inches by 6 inches. It was part of a Sotheby's natural history auction that also included a juvenile Ceratosaurus dinosaur skeleton and a lunar meteorite. Very cool. It's believed to be 100. Oh, okay. The chunk of the red planet then traveled 140 million miles to Earth, crashing in the Sahara Desert. It was discovered by meteorite hunter in Niger in November 2023. However, it's not completely clear when the meteorite hit Earth. Interesting. Did not disclose the space rock's previous owner. So maybe the previous owner was Elon. We don't know. We don't know.
you never know.
You never know. So that's a cool story. I mean, I'm like more interested in the dinosaur skeleton.
I'm more interested in the dinosaur skeleton.
It came with a dinosaur skeleton.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's see.
Scientists are divided. Some worry about research access. Others believe private collectors may lend the rock to institutions. No, keep the rock for yourself. You bought it. Keep that rock.
You know, it's like, I don't know. You have something like that. I mean, what do? You add it to your collection in your Dr. Evil type lair with your, Sword of Destiny and your.
Hey, you're free to do so.
Well, I guess so. You know, at my heart, I am a person who believes strongly in private property rights. So,
yeah.
Anywho.
You ready for
all
some
right, well,
happiness?
Yeah, let me go ahead and get this queued up here, and we'll share that anyway. And in case there's any questions about it, there is a backstory behind this. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and display without further comment.
Well, you told me like kind of what was behind it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to see how savvy our audience is right off the net before
they're not going to
I
know.
spill
They're
the
not going to know
beans.
because I wouldn't have known.
Oh, okay. All right. So the backstory behind this, over on the Tim Pool Discord, they do a morning show I help out with. Or most mornings I just listen in, and there was a trending story out of France about women have started getting pigs, adopting pigs, and walking them around so that men of a certain faith, immigrants mainly, would not accost them or bother them. So, yeah, that's the backstory there.
Which we love to see. We got to protect those pigs. We got to protect animals from cruelty within certain cultures and religions and just weirdos that abuse these animals. It's very sickening. It's very sad.
All right, we got some. Okay, so the idea behind Caption This is that we throw up an AI generated image and we invite you guys to provide a caption for it. And then between the hosts and the producer, and a lot of times honestly, sometimes I just pick one I like because I think it'll look good on a t shirt. And anyway, the idea is we'll put these on. We're gonna have, and this is coming soon. Biddy and I need to work out the details, but we're gonna have a winner up to like for the first 6 months, and then we'll do another one because we've been doing this going a little more than a year now. But we'll get this figured out, and we'll get you recognition for the best T-shirt. So that's how this is gonna work. So in any case, let's look at some of these captions. Let's see. Let's see. This season's must-have accessory from Rebel. AK says, I see 14 piggies in this pig. I don't know. I have no idea what he's talking about there.
I don't get it.
Milagros. This is my favorite one so far. Jihad repellent. Rebel with Wilbur. I have no idea what that means. So far, Milagros is my favorite contender. Jihad repellent.
I'm gonna go with something more PC.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Wilbur.
You're gonna go with Wilbur. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go with Wilbur. Gotta keep my PC image, you know?
Right. AK counters like I think he's countering Jihad repellent with more like Haram repellent. So
I will go with whatever you decide.
oh, come on, don't fold like that.
I'm folding.
Yeah, honestly, Malagra 85. Yeah. You tickled me first. You tickled me funniest. So yes, Jihad Repellent. You are the winner.
You'll get like a bazillion t-shirts.
Honestly, with that image, I had a couple of different iterations of this, but this kind of helped me a little bit. And he's like, no, you got to go with this one. I'm like, well, okay. So, all right, I guess we need to go ahead and wrap this one up, huh?
I think so. I think we hit on everything.
We did. We hit on everything, and
which is rare for me.
It really is.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I mean, there's always a good reason to drop a segment because some things are more important to talk about than others. I get it. I understand. I try to roll with you guys.
Yep.
But anyway, this thing has been turned off the entire show. Normally, I turn it on first thing. So, hey, if y'all check up in,
you scared me.
I know I'm what? I know I'm pointing the right direction. That QR code.
No. You were like, I had something turned off the whole show, and I was like, wait, what was it? Never mind. You're good.
No.
Yeah.
The QR code. Normally, I turn that thing on. Anyway, go ahead and scan that. That'll take you to the website, and you'll find links to our merch, our content, the hosts, the producers, link to our Discord where you can get in and submit images for Caption This. See, was it last night or night before last? We used an image submitted by Rebel. So go ahead and get in there and have some fun, meet some like-minded people. And I'm Brian. I'm the alleged producer around here, and I've said way more than I should because the actual host needs to close us out.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out tonight on Sunset Rants. Click the QR code where you can go to risewithmiddleamerica.com. Has all of our hosts, the different podcast episodes, and it's Wednesday. So I will see you guys on Monday. Hope everyone has a good weekend.
Night, y'all.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.